Even if a suitable heart were to be found in Europe, the time it takes to bring it here might make it of no use to Christy. Now another child needs the same heart. Christy's survival depends almost entirely on one being found in Britain. Stuart Maister, ITN, Great Ormond Street Hospital.
Now, with news of another milestone for Desert Orchid and the narrowing of the gap in the Football League Championship, here's Giles Smith.
Desert Orchid is back in form and back in the record books. A fourth success in the King George VI chase saw Desi jumping superbly and ready to seize the initiative when Saban de Loire crumpled at the sixth from home. Then there was no stopping him.
France going absolutely wild. They've got one to jump, and this Desert Orchid, he comes to take it. And he's jumped it brilliantly. This was his race. Desert Orchid, watch history being made. Roll to the applause. The King's in his counting house. Desert Orchid's blooming. He's been here before. Desert Orchid the winner. Marvellous.
Today's soccer saw Arsenal close on Liverpool when they beat Derby 3-0, and the champions were held to a draw by Queen's Park Rangers. At Highbury, Limpar laid on Arsenal's first for Alan Smith. Keeper Seaman was the surprise provider of his second and his team's third, completely fooling the Derby defence. At Loftus Road, Liverpool went ahead in the second half through Barnes. But Rangers deservedly got the equaliser through Falco thanks to a post and a bemused Robillard. That win by Arsenal leaves them 4 points behind Liverpool, but victories for Crystal Palace and the ever-improving Leeds push Spurs into fifth place. Cricket, David Gower helped England to a respectable start in the second test in Melbourne. They finished on 239 for 4, Larkins 64, Stewart 42 not out, Gower 73 not out. Reed got Atherton in the fourth over for a duck. And when Gooch was removed by his old tormentor Alderman without even playing a shot, England at 30 for 2 were in deep trouble. But Larkins, who's had such a miserable tour so far, was the unlikely hero, hauling England to respectability. And with Gower, despite an injured wrist, riding his luck, and still there at the end, England are still in with a real shout.
And that's all from us for the moment. ITN bulletins continue through the night, but from the Boxing Day team here, good night.
Good evening. Well, the weather simply refuses to leave us in peace this Christmas. Tomorrow will be a brighter day, but it will also be colder and, more importantly, just as windy as today. In fact, the north and west will find tomorrow even more windy, I'm afraid. Here's a wind flow chart for today. There's the low pressure over Scotland at the moment. The low itself will move away during the night, but the isobars will stay packed together just like this right through tomorrow, so some very strong winds. These are the sort of average wind speeds, up around 40 or 50 miles per hour in places. But on top of that, there are gusts, of course, up to perhaps 80 miles per hour up in the north and west. The gustiness will ease off a little bit in the south tomorrow, but even there it's a very windy day. Back to tonight now in more detail. Most of the heavy rain has moved away. There are still lots of showers, mostly in the west and the northwest, I think, overnight. Some eastern parts becoming dry, but the showers in the north and west turning ever more wintry, some snow on the high ground. For tomorrow then, well, a lot of sunshine around, I think, especially in the south and the east, but quite a few showers as well, most of them in the north and the west, as you can see, and turning more and more to snow, I think, over Scotland, Northern Ireland and the high ground in northern England as well. So some blizzard conditions in those very strong winds up on the mountains. Temperatures hardly worth a mention with all that, really. A high of around 7 or 8, that's about 46, much colder than that in the far north, as you can see. Temperatures of 3, extremely strong winds, a very rough day for the north. As the Sunset Times, here's tomorrow's windy summary. Good evening.
Tomorrow on ITV, the movie premiere of My Left Foot. The Oscar-winning story of the Irish writer Christy Brown, a man who battled valiantly to overcome his crippling disability.
This is Christy Brown, my son, genius.
Daniel Day-Lewis in the movie premiere, My Left Foot, tomorrow at 9.
Now, Boxing Night at the Movies brings you Police Academy 2, their first assignment.